In the 21st century, India stands as the world's 12th superpower. The independent union is widely recognized on the globe and is growing rapidly. However, tribal communities, which are an indigenous and integral part of the nation, are highly marginalized and neglected. They are often presented as miserable communities with colorless lives, but that was not so always. Tribals were a group of people with an extremely colorful and glorious life, colors of which faded during the 200 years of colonialism. India's independence was a long and complex process, which included many social, economic, and political factors. This process was full of contributions from all across the Union, but majority of it is not recognized. The stories of major icons like Chacha Nehru, Netaji, and Gandhiji are well documented, but those of tribal communities remain buried deep. Those unsung heroes have played a very crucial role and deserve recognition equivalent of those of other icons. Tribal communities were known as the king of the forests. They had complete control over the vast stretches of lush green canopies, along with their ancestral land, where they enjoyed their rule just like majestic rulers. But when the first ships of the British East India Company reached the coasts of Surat, Gujarat, the fate of these forest rulers changed drastically. Tribal uprisings against colonialism started as early as the 1770s, with the first sparks in Bihar and Jharkhand. Not only were these ignited by the desire to reclaim ancestral land and autonomy, but also by the marginalization and exploitation they were presented with. To add to these, their policies, like the Permanent Settlement 1793, had a more adverse effect and sparked the flames even more. First notable movements include movements from Jharkhand, like Santal Rebellion of 1855, which was led by the Murmu brothers, Sidhu and Kanhu, and lasted for a year, and Tana Bhagat Rebellion of 1914, which was led by the Tana Bhagat community and lasted for 6 years, and movements from Chhattisgarh, like the Bastar Rebellion of 1910. The root causes of these rebellions were land alienation, economic exploitation, cultural suppression, and administrative neglect. In all these movements, the policies of the tribals were of guerrilla warfare, indigenous leadership, use of traditional arms, and strong community mobilization. These movements resulted in disrupting colonial administration, inspiring nationalist movements, and challenging colonial authority. Despite all these efforts, their status lacks recognition as tribals, till date, face social marginalization, and their voices have no recognition. To conclude, recognition of these unsung heroes is crucial for a comprehensive understanding of India's independence movement. It is essential to acknowledge the historical injustices faced by tribal communities and work towards greater inclusivity and representation. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.